President-elect is ready to slap tariffs on China the day he sets foot in office. This time, he may be up for a rude awakening as China is reportedly ready to fight fire with fire using punitive countermeasures of its own. Companies could be caught in the crossfire of the trade war, which is why Apple and Samsung are already rethinking some of their earlier decisions. 2 years after Apple first adopted the material with the release of the iPhone 15 Pro, a report claims that next year's iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max would forego titanium frames. Tipster Dukhanosreev claims that Trump's return into the White House is among the factors influencing not just Apple, but also maybe Samsung would abandon titanium. China leads the world in titanium production, so should the trade conflict between East Asia and the US get more intense, the material will become more costly. Titanium's already higher cost than stainless steel and aluminum does not help either. Another probable explanation behind the purported transition away from titanium is that despite being more expensive than stainless steel, which is what was used for Apple's premium phones introduced before the iPhone 15 Pro, it didn't give any substantial weight benefit. For example, the pair of iPhone 15 Pro is just 9% lighter than their iPhone 14 Pro equivalents. Based on reports about iPhone 17 Air and Galaxy S25 Slim, lightweight goods are currently more of interest to smartphone producers. This seems to explain why Apple is going to aluminum, which is now associated with its non-Pro phones, instead of reverting to utilizing stainless steel. To say the obvious, stainless steel is heavier than aluminum. That then, stainless steel is more durable than aluminum, so it remains to be seen if favoring weight over strength will be worth it. Another potential problem that's not a part of today's leak is that titanium may be responsible for making Apple's flagships excessively warm. While complaints about overheating have generally lessened after the iPhone 16 Pro's release, likely due to the phone's new cooling architecture, they haven't fully gone down, indicating titanium may not be completely blameless. Next, we are anticipating 4 total versions in 2025. The iPhone 17, the iPhone 17 Pro, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and the new iPhone 17 Slim or Air. There will be no iPhone 17 Plus, with Apple doing away with the Plus series. The trimmed-down iPhone 17 won't be a replacement for the iPhone 17 Plus, instead making a debut as a new product in the lineup. Rumors on exactly what we can expect from the new iPhone are mixed at this point, but we can bet on a thinner iPhone 17 with a display that's approximately 6.6 inches. It has been equated to a MacBook Air, with the iPhone 17 Pro functioning as the MacBook Pro in the analogy. Because the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max will feature 6.3-inch and 6.9-inch display sizes, the iPhone 17 Thin will come in squarely in the midst of those two smartphones in terms of size. Apple may also expand the total size of the regular iPhone 17. While some speculations have claimed that the thinner iPhone 17 will be a high-end gadget that's even more expensive than the iPhone 17 Pro Max, other rumors have positioned it as a device that's in between the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Pro models. One rumor suggests it will have a thinner dynamic island and a centered camera, while another says it will include a single-lens rear camera and a normal dynamic island. Rumors should become clearer as 2025 approaches. Though the iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max will have significant design changes, Apple is purportedly aiming to delete the titanium frame, instead reverting back to aluminum. Apple has not used aluminum for a higher-end iPhone since the stainless steel iPhone X was debuted in 2017. Along with an aluminum frame, the iPhone 17 Pro variants are believed to contain a half-aluminum, half-glass backing, rather than an all-glass back. The top half of the back will be built from aluminum, while the bottom half will continue to be made from glass to facilitate wireless charging capability. A partial aluminum back could make the iPhone 17 Pro variants more robust against drops. Apple is planning for a larger rectangular camera bump that is built from aluminum rather than glass. Current camera bumps are square, therefore a rectangle camera bump would be a noteworthy design shift. The iPhone 17 Pro Max could contain a smaller dynamic island due to the use of a meta lens for Face ID that will take up less space and enable for a slimmer build. All 4 iPhones produced in 2025 are slated to be updated with promotion display technology with a 120Hz maximum refresh rate for better scrolling and video content, And because we've heard several reports about it at this point, it's likely that's a change we'll see. Apple is also planning for an anti-reflective display that is more scratch-resistant than the present ceramic shield. The 120Hz Pro Motion refresh rate has been limited to the Pro models of the iPhone for several years, but in 2025, it could expand to the whole iPhone lineup. Both the Pro and regular models will incorporate Pro Motion support, and that in turn will allow for always-on capability. With all 4 iPhones scheduled to adopt Pro Motion displays in 2025, Pro Motion refresh rates will no longer be a feature that makes the Pro iPhone models apart. Apple will adopt low-temperature polycrystalline oxide, LTPO panels for all iPhone 17 models, which is what enables Pro Motion thanks to superior power efficiency. Always-on technology will allow the always-on clock, widgets, and notifications that have been accessible on the Pro versions for some time now. ProMotion offers refresh rates ranging from 1 Hz to 120 Hz, and at the high end, the 120 Hz refresh rate provides smoother scrolling and video content. Rumors say the iPhone 17 series will sport an anti-reflective display that is more scratch-resistant than the ceramic shield utilized for existing iPhone models. Apple is working for a super hard anti-reflective layer that is better equipped to stand up to wear and tear. It sounds like iPhone 17 series won't get TSMC next generation 2nm chips, but we are expecting a 19-chip technology that's likely based on an enhanced 3nm process. Apple regularly improves iPhones with faster and more efficient chip technologies each year. The iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max are believed to contain an A19 Pro chip, while the iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Thin could have the ordinary A19 chip. TSMC is working on its N3P process, with mass production slated to commence in late 2024. So that's the chip technology that we're assuming Apple will employ for the iPhone 17 series. Compared to earlier versions of 3nm chips, the N3P chips offer increased performance efficiency and increased transistor density. The higher-end iPhone 17 models could contain 12 gigs RAM, while the regular iPhone 17 model is believed to have 8 gigs. 12 gigs RAM would be a 4 gigs boost over the iPhone 15 Pro models, while 8 gigs RAM would be a 2 gigs gain over the ordinary iPhone 15 models. The iPhone 17 Thin is believed to be one of the first iPhones to acquire an Apple-designed 5G modem, with Apple continuing to use Qualcomm modems for the other iPhone 17 models. As for the SIM tray, Apple will remove the physical SIM card on iPhones in more countries next year, though it is not yet known which nations. Apple did away with the SIM card slot in the United States with the iPhone 14 models, but a physical SIM has so far been present on iPhones sold outside of the United States. It is probable that it's simply the iPhone 17 Air that will lack a SIM tray due to the slim design predicted for the gadget. The next iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max could include batteries that are easier to remove, employing the same technology Apple used in the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus. The iPhone 16 and 16 Plus employ a form of glue that can be loosened using a low-voltage electrical current. However, the 16 Pro and Pro Max have normal adhesive. Next year, all iPhone 17 models might include the new, easier-to-remove adhesive, which makes battery changes simpler. As for camera enhancements, Apple is reported to be working on an updated 24-megapixel front-facing camera with a 6-element lens, while the iPhone 17 Pro Max could contain an upgraded 48-megapixel telephoto camera, which would be an improvement over the existing 12-megapixel sensor. All of the iPhone 17 models are rumored to contain a 24-megapixel front-facing camera with a 6-element lens, which would be an upgrade over the existing 12-megapixel selfie camera. A higher number of megapixels offers for more detail and better photographs when cropping in. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is expected to contain a 48-megapixel wide camera, a 48-megapixel ultra-wide camera, and a 48-megapixel tetraprism telephoto camera, which will make it the first iPhone to feature 3 48-megapixel cameras. The iPhone 17 Thin is expected to sport a single-lens 48-megapixel rear camera. At least one iPhone 17 model next year will feature a mechanical aperture that will enable consumers alter the size of the iPhone 17's aperture, changing the amount of light hitting the lens. Current iPhone models have fixed apertures, however a variable aperture will let photos be recorded with shallow depth of field. The iPhone 17 Pro and iPhone 17 Pro Max will continue to incorporate a 5x telephoto optical zoom lens, and it will still be a Pro exclusive feature. The basic iPhone 17 and the iPhone 17 Air will not feature the 5x zoom. The iPhone 18 Pro planned in 2026 could have a main back camera with a variable aperture, allowing the camera to regulate the quantity of light entering the lens. A variable aperture lens would be able to better respond to varied lighting situations, and it would also allow for more control over depth of field for tighter focus on subjects and smoother background blur. And lastly, at least one iPhone 17 model next year will get an Apple-designed Wi-Fi 7 processor rather than a chip produced by Broadcom. So share your thought below, then I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.